This is All Hitches, the Nova Football Podcast.
All right, welcome to All Hitches, Nova's #1 football podcast. This episode today is brought to you by Fairfax Football Academy, the best QB training and development in Northern Virginia. Follow on Instagram at Fairfax Football Academy. Tell them Dash and Dan sent you. Dan, what's going on, buddy? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. I coached my first girls flag football game today.
Talk about it. Talk about
it.
It
was exciting. It was exciting. It did not go the way that I hoped it to go, but it was definitely an experience. It was fun. Robinson's senior night on the opening day of first ever girls flag football, which was exciting. But yeah, it was definitely fun. The girls had a good time, it seemed like, and they weren't down too much. It was definitely fun though.
I really wanted to go. You know that.
Yeah.
We had my daughter's last field hockey game. That is over. I plan on going to some games. Was it? Did it go off without a hitch? Was it smooth? I mean, it was
pretty smooth. It was definitely a learning experience all the way around.
Referees were plentiful.
Referees were good. They tried to keep things kind of instructional because I mean there's a lot of things going on that I get clarification on. So it was the referees were good and at the end of the game they were like, look, moving forward, here's some things we're gonna call you out on what we did because your guys' first game. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
How many so you had 2 games simultaneously, right? 50 in, 50, or 40 in, 40 in.
40 in, yeah.
How many refs per game?
2.
2 refs per game?
2 refs per game, yeah.
Okay. And they'll normally do double headers, but tonight they just did the 1 and 1.
No, well, we didn't have a double header. There were 5 teams there, and so one team was the one team that played one game. That was us. I think we played double headers from here on out. Okay. I think like there's one where you don't play one. That was us for today.
Well, I mean they're keeping track of these. These are official games now. It's not preseason. This is the real deal.
No, it's real deal. If you win your pod, you go to the playoffs, and so.
Okay, well, so the next question is, how'd it go? Tell the world on how Coach Mesa was in his debut as
we lost. I think it's a scoreboard. I think it was like 20-7, 26.
Okay.
3-1.
Not bad.
No, it was 26 at the end of the first half, and then no one scored in the second half.
Look at that. The old ball coach makes some defensive adjustments, huh?
I think it just took time to adjust. I think that's all that was.
Yeah, there's going to be that, man, because you and I have talked, and you had never coached flag before, so this is the old ball coach got, and I heard that a lot of old football coaches are, and a lot of schools are the flag coaches.
Yeah, quite a few. I don't know. I don't think the Braddock coach was ex-football coach, but there were some other coaches there, and when I went to the clinic,
okay,
there were some coaches who had a ton of experience. I thought I'd be the one with the most experience out there, and that was not the case.
Yeah, I mean, look at you, man. Well, I'm excited. Like I said, the other thing I wanted to ask you, because these are the pertinent questions. How about the did it a good strong showing, like fan showing?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of parent support out there. A lot of the kids who went to Robinson were there as well.
Oh, a lot of kids came out.
Yeah.
So that's cool because I mean, you and I were wondering about that and how the people would support it. Any dignitaries or
No dignitaries out there today.
Senators, congressmen.
Yeah.
No one out there shaking hands, kissing babies, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yes? You seem very eager to answer these questions. I'm grilling the hell out of you here, buddy.
I'm going to get interviewed.
People don't know that this is a completely unscripted show.
Completely unscripted show, yeah.
And Mesa did not know he was going to get a press conference after his debut.
No. But it was definitely fun and a definitely learning experience. And we got a doubleheader next week.
When is it? When and where? People want to go. I want to go. When is it?
I think we're at Braddock next week.
And you know what day that is?
Tuesday.
Okay, so next Tuesday,
Yeah.
head out to Braddock. You get to meet Coach May, a little meet and greet. Meet Coach May says he gets on the field and coaches.
Yeah.
You got to give me some gear. You got to give me some girls flag gear, buddy.
Oh, I should have given you the link. You could have ordered some. I had to buy my own there, my friend.
I was going to say I'm looking for the old little friends benefits. Can I tell them? Can I tell you Dash sent you?
Yeah. That's what
Dash and Dan sent me to get the free shirt.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, that sounds fun, man. And look, I'm not kidding, and we're gonna get into it right now. I think these are the best slate of games I've seen all season.
Really?
All season.
That's a big statement, my friend.
And I'll stake my reputation on it, sir.
All right.
I really do think this is it's a huge week. Big games galore all over the place. Now I know it might be top heavy. There might be some games that are not as big as others.
Yeah.
But from the top, it's there's some big games. Oh, by the way, we'll be joined by Carl Frederick, the Adam Schefter.
The Adam Schefter of Nova?
That's it. The Adam Schefter of Nova will be joining us here in a few minutes. But we're excited about these games. So we're going to get right into our games of the week, which I can't wait to get into these before we get Carl on. And, as always, our games of the week brought to you by none other than Team DDA. Team DDA has led the Northern Virginia real estate market for over 36 years. They're a team of full-time realtors, do more than just sell homes. They build relationships. They deliver results. Contact them today at teamdda.com. Tell them Dash and Dan sent you. All right, buddy. Well, here we go. And I don't think it's any secret or surprise. I've been talking about it since last week. You and I talked about it on the last Friday's show. We took a little sneak peek behind the curtain. And I think the game of the week, everyone's talking about it. Let's get right to it. Centerville, Madison, talk about it.
Yeah, so you have Centerville, who is one of the hottest teams, I think in the area right now, right? Going against one of the top teams in the area for the last few years. This is kind of Centerville's chance to reclaim their spot, right? Reclaim their spot. They fell off a little last year. This is their chance to kind of announce they have arrived, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's a huge matchup.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, look, we talked about it last week. Kind of got started talking about it, and we didn't want to divulge too much. But I think now let's get into it. I mean, that Madison defense versus Centerville offense. I mean, that's the marquee matchup. And I'm going to tell you how I feel about it early. I wonder, can that passing attack? We saw what Lake Braddock did in the fourth quarter of that game when Braddock opened it up.
Yeah.
They scored what was that? Was it 21 unanswered?
Something like that. They were down 17, right? And they ended up winning for sure.
Yeah, they ended up winning. So they scored, I think, three touchdowns in the fourth quarter, airing it out.
Yeah.
So are we going to see Centerville just come in here and bombs over Baghdad?
For what it's worth, though, Madison was in control of that game for a lot of that game against Centerville. And could we see the return of the Centerville run, or not Centerville, the Madison run game, trying to control the clock, right? Trying to control the clock, control the pace of the game. Coach Counts is a really good strategist, so I'm sure he's got something for them. I don't think, and not that Madison can't score the ball, but I don't think they want to get into another shootout, right? They don't get into a shootout with anybody.
No, I think you're right. I don't know if they want to get in a shootout with Centerville. Who does? You're right. It's a tale of two different teams. I mean, you're going to see one team we talked about the old New York Giants, right? Bill Parcells against the Buffalo Bills. This is the perfect comparison for that kind of game. They're going to run the ball, keep the ball out of Jim Kelly's hand, keep the ball out of Thurman Thomas's hands. And I think that's what Madison's going to try and do. We'll call Jim Kelly. I usually call him Dan Marino. In this case, we'll call him Jim Kelly. And they're going to keep the ball out of Shields' hands and keep the ball out of Carden Stover's hands. Yeah.
Well, and I think that you're going to see a Madison team take advantage of what the defense has had some trouble against the run, right?
Right. Right.
So I mean that's what you could see. And for what it's worth, I know they played the kid from Forest Park. So did Braddock, but Braddock said they thought the back from Madison was better than the kid from Forest Park, just because of his ability to kind of be just really difficult tackle. So, we saw what the kid at Forest Park did against Centerville. Now, granted, that was a long time ago. That was feels like that was years ago, right? I mean,
really does. Feels like it was last year.
Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. And then, and because we're in district play, right? Right now, Madison probably has the psychological edge over Centerville right now, right?
Right. This is a bit like the winner of this game could, this could be the first step in becoming the conference champion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Madison has to keep on winning games, right?
Yeah.
Right now they're behind the 8-ball, being with the loss to Westfield.
Right.
Centerville, on the other hand, has a chance if they can win this game. Now, all of a sudden, that game against Westfield might be for the district championship.
Wow. So here we go. That's going to be a fun one. Game of the week. I think everyone's talking about it already. Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Moving on. We are going to head over to Herndon and W&L. A huge Liberty matchup.
Yeah. Well, I think right now Herndon with the district loss is looking to try to solidify. If they can get a win over W&L, then you have a potential 3-way tie for first place. And then how does the seeding work for that? If you have 3 head-to-head, is it going to be non-district champ? Is it going to be points? What's it going to be?
Yeah. Good question.
Herndon after a bunch of tough losses in a row, now is going to be playing kind of up for W&L. And for what's worth, Herndon has played W&L really tight the last few years. I mean, they've been when W&L was loaded on offense, they were able to hold them down pretty effectively with Coach Richards' defense.
You're right. They actually were. You're right. And we are joined by none other than the Adam Schefter of Nova, Carl Frederick. How you doing there, buddy?
What's up, fellas? Well, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just ready for another week. Trying not to think about all my professional team, football team thing, and I'm here now, so I'm good.
Well, good stuff, man. We're happy to have you on here. It's going to be a fun one, buddy. It's going to be a fun one. We just broke down we just broke down Madison and Centerville. And right now we are just talking about W&L and Herndon. What are your thoughts on that one, Carl?
Yeah, I did hear. That's an intriguing one. I heard Coach talk about that as I was coming on. Coach Richards he seems to have that defense rolling now, and that's a W&L. They've been rolling most this year. That's an intriguing matchup. I'm glad you recommended that to me earlier this afternoon, Dash, about attending that game, because the W&L fans have been on me for a little bit about covering one of their games. So I think I might do that this week.
And as always, stop by. That's at W&L too, isn't it? I think I think it's at W&L. I have it right here. Let me just double check. Pretty sure it is, but I don't want to be wrong because it is at W&L. So you can always get a little chicken shawarma in Arlington while you're at it. You tell them Dash and Dan sent you; they'll take care of you.
All right.
You got a little bit of a little bit of an audio malfunction with Carl over there. Are you hearing that as well, Mesa?
Yeah.
Yeah, little audio technical difficulties, as they say.
Oh, he's reconnecting.
Yeah, maybe reconnect there, Carl.
Good old live TV, huh? You never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen. All right. So, but yeah, in terms of how I'm looking at this game, I'm looking at this game as I think Josh Richards is going to have his defense ready to go. Josh, we know Josh. He's probably been studying the W&L games versus Yorktown, all those W&L games that were really close, low-scoring games. I'm sure he's been studying them up, watching them, probably staying up till 4 a.m., watching them all on a loop. He's going to have his guys, I think, ready to go. W&L, the question to me is W&L the last couple of weeks, even in wins, that close was it Wakefield?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't, we heard, maybe that the running game wasn't all there. There might have been some, injuries or something. But whatever it was, they're going to need to get that fixed. They're going to need to get that fixed. Hey, welcome back.
There he is.
What about now? You guys hear me okay? I can hear you guys fine.
Yeah, you were just coming like you're underwater, but you're good. Right now you sound okay.
Oh.
We'll let you know if it
Sorry
continues.
about that. I
You're
always
good.
sound good. You guys hear my post-game interviews. Come on, I always sound good.
Yeah,
It's the
like,
Wi-Fi at my apartment.
Smooth as honey. Always sounds smooth. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the Josh. This is it. This is a matchup we talked about even a year ago. Bobby Ludwig's offense, Josh Richards' defense. Right. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. So I'm excited about that one. All right. Moving on. Third game. We're going to head back to the future, back to Concord. Oakton, Westfield. Talk about it, Mason.
Yeah, so I think this is a really big matchup as far as playoff seeding is going to go. Because Oakton already has a Concord loss. I don't know if you can afford two, right? So I mean, that second one, now all of a sudden you are now kind of hoping for a loss here, a loss there. Losing to South Lakes last week like they did. If they would have won that game, then the game against Westfield maybe not as important. But now this is really important as far as the 4x4 goes. They drop another game. Now all of a sudden, I think probably at best you can hope for is the 4 seed at that point, to try to get in, and then you're kind of hoping for losses, which will be interesting. I'd like to see what happens with that Oakton offense. I think that they scored some points last week, but I'm sure you're kind of waiting for that team to explode for a bunch of points, and you never know. Big rivalry between the two schools. Westfield kind of riding high after the win against Madison. Looking to try to now the it's in their hands, right? If they walk the rest of the schedule, they're now district champs. It should be a pretty intriguing matchup.
Carl, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's a tough break for Oakton. They're sliding a little bit as district play gears off, and Westfield is playing as good as anybody in Class 6 right now for my money. And I was there, as you guys know, last week where they finally got a big win over Madison, and the Bulldogs got playmakers all over on that defense. They got a couple of linebackers, and Jason Larty and Wesley Flamer. They're as good as anybody in the state. They get their hands on everything, and offensively, they're smart with the football. Ryan Carlson's one of the better quarterbacks in the region, in the state. So they're catching Westfield. Westfield's hot right now, and they finally closed the game where they had a lead, and I think Westfield's going to ride this all the way into the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. This is such a big game. Oakton, really, I don't want to say must win. I don't want to say must win. But holy smokes, I mean, it's close. I mean, if we're going 4-4. I know Mason's been harping on the 4.
But it really is, isn't it?
I mean, well, that's what I was going to say. So if you got, let's go 4. Let's go to 4. What we think might be the guaranteed 4 at Madison, Westfield, right? There's 2. Centerville, the way it's looking with their 5 wins, whatever they got. There's 3. All right, I'm not saying guaranteed, but almost guaranteed. And then now, everyone else is fighting for that final spot. So you got Chantilly, Oakton,
South Lakes,
and South Lakes fighting for that. South Lakes just beat Oakton.
Yeah.
Oakton, right?
So, I mean, every game is must win for those last 3 teams, especially. And this is just so it's not must win, but man, it's damn close.
Yeah.
And sure. Like you said, Mason, you've been saying this. Oakton's not sneaking up on anyone. There anymore. This is not a year ago.
Right.
Talented roster, great coaches. Everyone knows it, and that's been a big problem. I mean, I think people are preparing for them like it's a Super Bowl, and no one's bigger champions of Oakton than the 3 of us over the last year and a half.
Yeah, Coach Slay really did a fantastic job over there, but now, it's kind of switching that mindset from the hunter to the hunted, right?
Right. Yeah. And I'm sure he'll have his guys ready. That's a tough. Let me ask you guys this: with all those weapons, I know Oakland's trying to get a running game going.
Yeah.
You just say screw it and just say, you know what, It's Westfield. We're just going to go ahead and just try and throw on them. Do what we do best and see if it works.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of what's it? Dance with the girl you brought, right?
Right.
So maybe this week they kind of go after them. They don't try to get physical with them. They kind of like, this is kind of who we are, and
right
get after them, right?
And I say that
I think they need
that's
to
a great
use
idea.
Dalen Jones more offensively.
I think you're right. And the minute I start talking myself into, hey, just like you said, dance with the girl you brought to the dance, and start throwing the ball. I think about the Westfield W&L game. W&L said, we're not going to throw the ball, and we're going to try and run it right at Westfield, and it worked.
Right. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I'm curious what how they're both going to devise a game plan for each other.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It seemed that Oakton had Dalen Jones going last week, and I think they go back to your point. Yeah, between him, Colin Enriquez, Preston Schwartz, all that talent you have on the outside. I think they need to get back to what's working for them if they want to have a chance in this game. I really do.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think you're right. Like you said, what brought you there? What made Oakton this kind of celebrated team that everyone the last year's kind of looked out for? I think those are your dudes. Go with it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and Mason, are you seeing now what I'm saying about these games being so good?
Yeah, I didn't say they weren't good.
Wow, the best of the best. Like Eric Roberts and James Earl Jones would be proud. This is the best of the best. All right, we're going game 4. You don't like that movie? Jeez, love that movie.
I didn't expect to hear that.
I can quote lines about my honor.
I'm here.
Eric Roberts in that movie is fantastic. All right, AC Fairfax, talk about it.
So I think a matchup between two very physical teams, right? This is a game from the 1930s, right? This is line up in single wing and kind of run right. Well, although I think what's really interesting is the quarterback that Fairfax found in the last few weeks. That kid's pretty dynamic.
Baker Mayfield Morris.
Yeah. You liked him last year. Wasn't he the slot receiver last year?
No, that's his brother, Penn Morris.
Brother, that's right. I keep forgetting that. Yeah.
Penn Morris was the receiver.
Lots of Morrises there, like Morris the cat from 9 Lives.
Yeah. Remember Bam Morris. Who's Bam Morris? Is that a running back?
Bam Morris?
Bam, what was the
Steelers running back from that Super Bowl team?
Was that his name?
Right.
Wasn't it Bam Morris?
Bam Morris.
It was Bam Morris. The name was lodged in my brain somewhere.
Yeah, he had that great year.
But I do think if you like the run game, go watch this game, right? Go watch this game because they're going to be running right at each other the whole time. I do think this is a little bit of a trap game for Fairfax. Fairfax has kind of had their way with AC for last few years, but last week everyone thought West Po was gonna take out AC, and they had issues with them all the way through. Now they walked out with the win, but AC kind of does what they do, right? We talked before about dance with the girl that brought them. That's all they do.
Yeah.
They don't even look at another girl. They are
the most dedicated partners.
Right? Down 10, down 20, 1 second left. Guess what? They're going to run quarterback out. But yeah, I think it'll be a pretty physical game. That game is going to be a game where the trainers are going to earn their money during that game.
Carl, AC Fairfax, thoughts?
Over under and how many passes total are thrown that game? I'm going 10. Who's taking the over?
No, I'll go over. I think
throwing it out there.
I'll go over. I think Fairfax is starting to really like what they see in Baker Morris, Baker Mayfield Morris. He wears number 6 too.
Does he wear number 6?
He does.
No, Fairfax. It might be. I mean, it's a shame So Fairfax, as they seem to figure out things offensively, it's a shame that they're not able to play in the postseason this year with that ban, with everything that happened this offseason, because I think they're going to show teams, really what they're all about. The backs back there, Alpha Jala's, he takes off and goes, and D'Angelo Darte is having a great year for them as the junior running back. And they still have playoffs or bust mentality for the Titans. So I think I agree it's going to be an old school classic. I still don't think there'll be more than 10 passes thrown in this game, but I think it's going to, if you like old school football, this is a game to check out.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the amount of running, this game's going to start at 7. It might be over by 7:45.
Yeah. It might be over quick.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I didn't want to say it out loud. Like, that seems like a fun game to cover because I'd be home before like SmackDown comes on at 8 o'clock.
I think Fairfax has the edge in this one, and I'll tell you why. In my opinion, I think you saw how many times did that Fairfax front line just turn away South County in the goal line?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I think Fairfax's front line will do a pretty good job of stopping the run, forcing AC and third and longs, putting them where they don't want to be, out of their comfort zone. Yeah. And I think Fairfax can do a little bit more. Right? They can throw with Baker Morris. They can do a little more versatile. But I think Fairfax has the edge, even though AC is the one loss AC, right? They're like second in Patriot.
The one loss, yeah. Actually, they're still first.
You're right. You're right.
They have the head.
They have the tiebreaker over Braddock.
Yeah,
that is true. So it's gonna be, but it will be a fun one. I agree with you guys. All right. Well, for the 5th and final installment of our games of the week, we're gonna go west, young men. We're gonna go west, and I think this game could be sneaky. Battlefield traveling to Gainesville. Talk about
it. This is Gainesville's chance to try to write the season, right? They've had I don't think I'm speaking out of turn here. I've had a really disappointing season this year. How does Battlefield respond after the loss of their 48 game winning streak, regular season winning streak? I could see it go a few ways. I could see Gainesville possibly getting on top, finally writing the season. I could also see Battlefield coming out frothing at the mouth after losing to Patriot and just annihilating Gainesville, right? I'm sure they want to kind of get that taste out of their mouth. But Gainesville is really talented. I think while they haven't had the season they want, they are not of lack of talent. There are a lot of coaches who will not admit it, but if you offer them to trade their roster outside of a very few select schools, they would trade that roster right now, right? I'm curious what this game's gonna look like.
Carl, what are your thoughts? You're our resident expert on all things PW, Carl.
Yeah, well, the thing about Gainesville is, it was a disappointing start. I mean, they lost the first 4 games, but they have won their last 2 over Osborne Park and Unity Reed, so they figured things out offensively too. We talked about this in the preseason with Gainesville. They were replacing a lot of talent, and David Howe at quarterback, he's done a nice job as a first-year starter, and they have – Coach Mason's right. There is a ton of talent there. And they could be catching Battlefield at the proper time. Battlefield, obviously, they're pissed off about the losing streak being over, and you wonder if that has a hangover effect going in this game. And Coach Cage is probably preaching to that. And if Gainesville wants to finish on a positive note and still have a chance at a 500 or better season, why not take down Battlefield, bring them back-to-back losses? So I think it is. I agree. It's a sneaky good matchup. And while Gainesville didn't have the start they wanted to, they have scored over 50 points their last 2 games. Obviously, they're not going to do that to Battlefield, but
they still have a chance at
figuring it out.
They still have a chance at a district title. They win this game, they have a chance to win a district title. I mean, they're right there, right? I mean, they beat them, they beat Patriot and Independence. They'll be district champs.
Yeah. Look, so here's where I stand on this.
Right in front of them.
A couple things about this one that stick out to me. One, I discovered a thing called the Prince William. What is it? The Real Prince William Facebook page this week, and I was wondering where all the passion was out in Prince William for football, and I think I found it. It was all located in one what was it, the Phantom Zone? What they call that? And
on that Facebook page.
Oh,
They're all there. They're all there. I wonder where the enthusiasm is, and I saw it there on that Facebook page. And they were commenting on the top 10. They said, we don't see Battlefield in your top 10. Well, I took them off because, to Mason's point, not only did Battlefield lose, and that's why I took them off my list, but all of a sudden, after that loss, I'm going to start saying, okay, now we got to take in some of these almost losses in consideration. I let them slide. They were first on my power board forever. The South Lakes almost lost. You can make an argument I should have pulled them off my power board after the South Lakes almost lost. So the same South Lakes lost to Herndon last week. So that was the beginning of the end there. I think this Gainesville team you're right, Carl, might be catching them at the right time. That Gainesville team's talented. The Gainesville team, head to head right now, I'd probably favor them over South Lakes. And when I see Battlefield, I think South Lakes. Remember coming to America? When you think of garbage, think of Akeem. When I think of Battlefield, I think of South Lakes, and that just is what it is until they win some games. The other problem with Battlefield, outside of that another narrow win, that North Stafford, and that was great. We praised them. Everyone praised them for that win. Was there another like uber top tier tough opponent after that? Carl, you're the Prince William guy.
Was it Mountain View that they beat up on? Was it Mountain View or Stafford? Who was it? They smashed somebody else in Stafford County. I can't remember.
No, that was Mountain View. They smashed up 35-7, and they rolled Garfield 35-14. Who you guys know, I think Garfield's a pretty.
I like Garfield too, but I wouldn't call Garfield a power. They're good, but they're not powerhouse. A matter of fact, I wouldn't even.
Independence then would be their best win.
Right. So the Mountain View one was, but Mountain View's got a couple losses there, don't they? Yeah,
No, their best win would either be Garfield or Independence, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and Independence has a couple. Independence has a couple weird losses too. Basically, what I'm saying is, year in and year out, Battlefield has a hard time. They don't really play a lot of people during the regular season, which is why they've struggled in the playoffs. That's a fair thing to say. I'm not saying anything controversial. They've struggled in the playoffs because of that. And to the people who were getting all defensive, I don't know why they were getting defensive about a Battlefield team that they got to win a game. Been waiting for this one, buddy. Licking the chops there, Mason.
No, someone says that Dash have a board of quotes that he pulls from.
A quote of geniuses.
It's all up here. It's all up there.
Quote of geniuses. Look, so that's the one. We'll see. I think you know what? If there's a guy I know, there's a psychic I know who's walking around my basement here, and that psychic might come out here in a little bit, and he might pick Gainesville. Okay, let me tell you that right now. Gainesville might come strong in this game, folks. All right. I love Prince William sports, and they accused Mason and I of not knowing anything and having an anti-Prince William bias when Mason and I had two Prince William teams in our top 5.
Yeah.
How dare they? How dare they, sir?
You do have a Prince William bias.
It's just you
I mean,
there's a cookout. There's a cookout in Prince William, so I do like that. You ever been to a cookout? It's fantastic. All right, outstanding stuff. There used to be a Roy's out there. I think they closed though. All right. So here we go, buddies. That is our games of the week brought to you by Team DDA. But we are not done, far from it. We have our best of the rest. And even the best of the rest this week, guys, is fantastic. All right? And we're going to start up in National with what I think is kind of an unsung team this year, Annandale. I think it's a tough team. Annandale at Hayfield. What do you guys think?
Hayfield had a really tough loss last week to Michael the Archangel. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be a tall task, I think, for Annandale. And we'll see if Hayfield is able to keep their national streak. No, I take that back. They lost to Mount Vernon. They had a national streak going for a while, but they lost to Mount Vernon. But if Hayfield is out, there's some teams vying for that playoff spot. And if Annandale can knock off Hayfield, I think they have a real shot at getting in the playoffs this year.
I mean, yeah.
that would
Now,
be big.
Carl,
Yeah.
do you know anything about the Hayfield? Is it that they're going to hold on the 1 year suspension? Did we find out about that? That's a lock, right?
Yeah, I believe that's. I thought that was valid. I thought that was going into this year. As part of what everything went down last year, they
Okay.
weren't eligible for postseason play.
Between that and Fairfax, that really does open things up in that region.
Yeah. But I had her there. I mean, I thought I heard someone say they were appealing it. Maybe I'm wrong.
I thought there was no more appeals.
Yeah. I've heard 10 different things about that. I get confused with like every other week between FCPS media passes and coaches getting suspended. I can't keep up.
You still mad about
That's
that?
why I
Look
come
at
on
that.
your show.
Don't make Carl
I'm not
mad.
mad anymore. I'm good. Hey, we're good. We're all good here.
I love it. I
This is
love
a big game. If Annandale can pull this out in Hayfield,
No, I love it, Carl. I love the
I'm pulling for the Adams if they can pull this off.
Yeah, no, me too.
I'm glad.
I like the kind of resurgence of Annandale, right? Kind of a resurgence of Annandale. I kind of like that.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on. We talked about the Concord earlier, guys. These are the other. This might be an elimination game, straight up elimination. Chantilly at South Lakes.
Yeah, 100%. If South Lake is able to knock off Chantilly, they may have locked up that 4 seed right there. If they can knock them off, because then they'll have the head-to-head or both Chantilly and Oakton. So I think it's elimination for. It could be elimination game for Chantilly.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It seems like two teams going in a different direction. Chantilly's been scuffling the last couple of weeks, where South Lakes is coming off this big win and looks like a playoff team. It's a fun game. It always is between these two, but it definitely seems like two teams going in different directions. So Chantilly needs to win this if they want to have any shot at the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, either way, Coach Curry and Coach Hescock should stop by Backyard Grill while they're out on the way back to Chantilly after the game. Everyone enjoys a nice evening out at Backyard Grill in Chantilly. All right. Next up, get the Celebrity Deli sandwiches ready, guys. Falls Church at Edison.
It's gonna be a tough task for Edison. Falls Church is on a collision course. I mean, as long as they don't slip up with Mount Vernon, and I think that's going to be a pretty good game. I mean, that game you can almost guarantee is going to be a game of the week, if not the game of the week, which will be weird, right? For one of the first times ever that we may end up naming two national teams as the game week, but those two teams are headed for it. Edison is slowly. Edison played, was it Hayfield tough? Yeah. So it looks like they're starting to figure something out. I know they're really young. And so, maybe some of those young guys are finally able to mature, but we'll see.
Yeah. So we head over to next up. Big one here. Almost made the list of 5. Didn't quite make it. Lake Braddock at a kind of sneaky, explosive West Potomac team.
West Potomac plays everybody tough, man. And also they've come off a big win. How about this? We live in the world. Well, actually, how did West Potomac do against Fairfax? I can't remember. It was close for a while, right?
It was close for a while. It was.
And because of the Braddock, and because of the Braddock loss, if somebody will knock them off, they can end up possibly getting a tie or even knocking Braddock out of district championships completely.
So what you were looking, Coach Mason, it was 30. Fairfax took it to them this year, 35-3. What you might have been referencing is their playoff game last year. Westpo took them, I think took like the final game. I think,
maybe the game was close at the half. I mean, I'm wrong.
Yeah, that sounds right. It sounds like Fairfax pulled away in the second half of their matchup back in September. But Westpo's won their last 2 games with a big win you guys talked about over AC. They're welcoming Lake Braddock. And, guys, Lake Braddock, you guys know this, is playing as good as anybody in Class 6 right now. I have them high up in my rankings. I don't know where you guys have your rankings because you only do Northern Virginia, but that's fine, But Lake Braddock is rolling offensively. But West Coast is playing everybody tough. This is a sneaky, fun matchup.
Yeah.
It is a fun one. And you know, a lot of times, you know, West Point, whether it's upsetting the Rojas Fairfax teams or you know, almost taking a South County team to the edge a few years back in the playoffs. You know, Westpo pulls off the upset sometimes.
Yeah. You can't take them lightly.
No, they're too strong, too athletic to do that. All right, in what could be another elimination game, if it's not already, McLean at Marshall.
Like I said, another big possible elimination game, right? Depending on what happens. Both McLean and Marshall both have already have district losses, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're going to defend the big tight end from McLean. You know, he's one of the better tight ends in the area.
Is that Aiden Reed? Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. The William & Mary commit, Aiden Reed, one of the best tight ends in the state. Yeah. He's a pain. He's a handful.
Both these teams are fighting for playoff lives, so I think it's going to be pretty high competition.
Yeah, I mean, can Marshall? I feel like McLean's offense is a little more versatile. You know, Marshall, and nothing shocking that I'm saying here. I know Mason, you love Marshall's offense, but a little more one dimensional. If McLean can stop that Marshall running game, that might put him in a good spot.
But at the same time, if Marshall gets out ahead with that running game, you know they're just going to bleed the clock.
Yeah, that's true.
So that means this is a fun matchup. I mean, McLean, they have talent on both sides of the ball. I mean, they've been in every game. Unfortunately they're standing at 1-6. But if you look at all their losses, they're all within a score or two. So they're definitely competitive. And they have Aiden Reed, who is, he passes the eye test. If you guys haven't watched him yet, he's as good as it gets at tight end. And Coach Cotterham, he's going to have a good plan for this too. They know about this rivalry. What are these schools, like 10 minutes from each other?
Yeah.
So this will be a fun one.
It will. I agree. And actually, you mentioned McLean in a lot of close games. I agree with you, which is why I thought their game with Robinson, 2 weeks ago, was such a fun one, because they both kind of mirror each other. They're kind of the same team in two different regions.
Yep.
So, we'll segue into that. Mount Vernon at Robinson, and this actually is one of my favorite games of the week that is not in our top five.
Kind of an interesting out-of-district game so late in the season, right? Between these two. Mount Vernon looking for that signature out-of-district win, right? And this could be one right here. So many athletes, and like I said, we were early subscribers to the Matthew Moret fan club, right? I mean, we both liked him a lot. But Robinson plays tough D, man, and they've been in every game, every week. It could be a possible playoff matchup too, right? If things kind of break right, we could see these two teams back together against each other in Region C.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing here for me is, can Mount Vernon, and no one is a bigger fan of Mount Vernon than I am. I love Mount Vernon, love the coaches, everything they've done, the players. But this is they had their chance to make a big statement and win in the Centerville game earlier this year, and I know they were a hair away. It was so close, back and forth, maybe one of the games of the year, right? But they came short. I know this is not your big brother's Robinson team. I know that. But it still carries the cachet of a Robinson team, right? The name.
Yeah.
Can Mount Vernon, put that on the mantle? Can they beat? It's a big deal to beat, Robinson. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And can Coach Holland and his guys be ready? Because even a struggling Robinson team in Patriot is a tough team if you put them in the national conference.
100%.
So this is a huge test that I don't think anyone's talking about enough for this Mount Vernon team. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this one.
Mount Vernon is rolling offensively. These last 3 games, they've averaged over 30 points a contest too. Keep that in mind as well. So Robinson is tough, and they've battled everybody. They're catching Mount Vernon, who just seems rolling. Even in their loss in Centerville, they lost 51-47. They make one tackle, they win that game, and this is probably a different conversation.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a fun one. All right, we head over to Woodson, South County, traveling to Woodson.
After a pretty tough loss last week to Lake Braddock.
Homecoming, by the way, at Woodson.
It is homecoming. That's right. Why do I think it's not South County? I work at Woodson. That's so weird. We'll see. I mean, Woodson played Lake Braddock really tough up the half, right? 14-0 at the half.
14-0 with a couple chances to be able to tie that game. They were within the 10-yard line twice.
Yeah. So we'll see how this breaks out. Woodson's trying to figure some things out, playing some good football, at least for the halves. I mean, early on. South County, on the other hand, doesn't want to keep on dropping the rate. I mean, the loss West Springfield kind of hurt. They still have matchups left with Lake Braddock as well. So they can't afford to slip up because who knows what playoff team's gonna look like later on. Woodson also playing for a possible playoff spot if those two teams continue to be out.
Yeah, that's true.
South County is rolling right now too. This is a tough spot for your homeschool guys. South County's quarterback Dylan Miller already, and I don't think he started since week 1. If he has, forgive me for that, but he has 13 touchdown passes this year, and you guys already know about Trevion Campbell, one of the best receivers in the state there too. This is a tough matchup for the Cavaliers because they got SoCo is rolling. They want to get back in the playoffs, so they're still mad about the West Springfield loss, which they could have won regulation. But I agree with what you guys are saying. Woodson is playing everybody tough. They battled Lake Braddock for a good half.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
And they got reliable targets. They got some speed too. You guys know Emmett Murphy's a nice looking player. Jem Sandino, he's a tough kid. So if South County is not ready early, this could, they got to be careful because Woodson could make this a really close ball game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm impressed. Obviously, South County's rocking and rolling right now, and with Woodson, I'm impressed with what Coach McBride and company has been able to do this year as far as keeping their guys, fighting. Kind of like we were talking about Robinson a second ago. Sort of the same thing with Coach Blair.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. I like this because it's a competitive battle. They played a really close game, I think, a couple years ago. I think the final score was 2-0. Maybe I'm wrong. Justice at Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, Lewis has a couple wins this year. Justice have they won a game yet this year? Are they still? I think
they're winless.
Yeah, so looking at the first win, but I think it should be a pretty competitive matchup between the two.
I think so too. Was this the 2-0 game a couple years ago?
Was it 2-0 game last year?
Maybe the year before. I don't know. Maybe my memory's terrible. I thought there was a game that the final score was 2-0 or 6-0. It was like a block punt late in the game and the team won on that one. I got to go back and look it up. But I thought it was these two teams. But either way, it's going to be a close game. It's probably going to be. I'm going to guess that it'll be low scoring. We'll see. But yeah, it should be fun.
Shout out to the Lancers. They 2 weeks. If they get a third win here, that would put them closer to what Coach Choate's goal has been for their team to get the 500 play before season's end. So
actually,
big win.
Go ahead, Carl.
No, I was just that was literally just an exclamation point. Go ahead, Coach Mason.
No, last year Justice had one win, and that win was against Lewis, 35.
Oh, don't think I'm sure. Yeah. Coach Choate has it on the bulletin board there, buddy.
Yeah.
Coach Choate will have his guys ready to go. Wow, I didn't know.
It's a rivalry game.
Yeah, I forgot about that from a year ago. That should be fun, man. And I'll tell you what I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I know everything's cloaked in secrecy. It's like they do these max preps plus points, like it's like the Supreme Court or something. You're not allowed to be in the room. I think as of right this second, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, that Lewis right now is in the playoffs. I think.
You might be right.
I was trying to get those Region B and all those regions ratings before I came on the show yet, so I could text Larry right now, Coach Choates now, and find out in a second, but I didn't have that for you ready before I came on.
Yeah, I should have gotten it today. I should have gotten it today too. First of all, it's just weird that it's not posted somewhere for the world to see, and it's got to be like this weird secret thing.
Yeah, and then I agree. When you I was trying to ask this one guy on Twitter, the RVA Sports Network, and they're like, if I could get access to all the ratings, and they kind of got defensive with me. They're like, we have our own context. Thank you. I'm like, oh, okay. Care to share these? I was just reaching out, trying to.
We had our own context.
That's weird how they. Yeah, that's quite the
Yeah.
response.
I mean, they're their own contact. It's like one of their buddies in one of the DSA's office. Get out of here. We got our own, like he's working with like he's got a secret CIA contract or something. Get out of here.
They got their own handshake deals that they're doing behind everybody's back for these high school playoff seedings.
People are ridiculous. It's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, I'm going to get on my soapbox here for a minute. There's all these because we call balls and strikes here, right? I think we always have. Mason, what do you think?
I mean, depends who you talk to. Depends who's at the plate.
Mesa, yeah, it depends. Mesa right now is like, oh God, what's he gonna say? Look, like I noticed because Carl, you brought that up, and there's a lot of people out here, and I like everyone. I want to have a good time, right? We want to have a fun time, and talk to people, get to know people. We've got to know a lot of people. Dark Visors, Levels, Carl, Prep Red Zone. It's just fun getting to know people. But people who we're all here to kind of promote. I'm not getting paid by ESPN. Mason's not getting paid by, Comcast Sports. Like people were trying to well, no, I'm not giving you that. Like, who's watching our show? Parents and kids, and that's just watching the show. It'd be helping the people out who are watching. But to Carl's point, if Carl had that information, he'd be sharing it to people who want to know the information. Yeah. But yet, some guys no, I'm not giving it to you. It's like, all right, nerd, get out of here.
It's weird. That's why I've told you, Dash, many times. I'm so grateful for you guys and starting this up over a year ago because you're easy to talk to and you don't have this get off my lawn approach like Max Preps and a lot of other avenues do. So it's nice.
Yeah, appreciate it. But no, I think a lot of people. I'm not saying everyone. I'm not saying the people that you were just talking about. I'm just saying in general, some people don't do it for all the right reasons in general. Not everyone, but I'm just saying some. And I'm not saying it. Some people are saying it, right? Isn't that right, Mason? We're not saying it. There are other people out there that are saying it. But no, everyone should kind of be on the same page, trying to help each other out. Talking to Brent and Andrew over at Dark Visors and Levels, they kind of have the same philosophy, and I think that's the way it should be, man. Everyone out here trying to help promote football.
My guys at
Nova Sport. You're a big Nova Sports guy, yeah.
Right? Nova Sports is the same way. Yeah, they're the same way. They just want to promote and work together. They all recognize there's plenty of seats at the table. I mean, Max Preps doesn't, but
yeah. I mean, I don't really know anything about, but I view Max Preps a little differently because they're kind of a national. They're like a gigantic national conglomerate. I don't view them as one of the local things. But what again, what do I know? I just want to get yelled at for my Prince William picks. All right, moving on. We got and lost. Big one. Actually, we're going to take this out to Arlington in one of our battles of Arlington. Yorktown traveling to Wakefield.
Yorktown after a really disappointing showing against not Centerville. Why am I throwing on a blank?
West Springfield.
West Springfield. But very similar score though, right? Very similar game, where you thought there was going to be a pretty tight matchup, and ended up not being. Wakefield was a really good showing against WNL. Good rivalry game right there. I expect it's going to be a little tighter than what people probably give it credit for.
Well, I got something for you. This is we should have asked Coach Hendo or Coach Coach Clarence over at Wakefield if they have this stat on the bulletin board in the locker room somewhere. Yorktown has won, and this shout out to parent of two. Yorktown has won 28 straight games in this series.
28.
Wakefield's last win came in 1995.
You were a senior in high school when that happened.
28 times, Mrs. Bueller. 20. This could be 29 times. 29 times.
You were wearing some frosted tips and some acid wash jeans, probably.
Yeah, I might have had sun in the hair, actually. I didn't frost it with sun in. But crazy, man. Crazy stuff, 29. But look, we saw it with Wakefield and WNL. We just talked about this 2 weeks ago, where Wakefield all of a sudden played them really tough. And people could say, I heard, WNL, the running back was a little dinged up. I heard all. It doesn't matter. I mean, Wakefield deserves credit for playing them tight in that game, no matter what.
Right.
And if Wakefield can do that again, then this might end the streak. You never know.
Yeah.
And chicken shawarma.
I will say to your point too, Yorktown, while they're good, that was a disappointing effort last week. They seem like a team that if they get punched early, they don't necessarily respond. That's what West Springfield did last week. So if Wakefield's able to do that, maybe that increases their chances of ending that streak.
Yeah. No, you're right. So that's a fun one. And this, again, I don't want to say elimination, but because we talked about this, and the reason why I don't want to say elimination, and I keep saying that for some of these games, because A, it means they're probably not 100% eliminated. So A, I'm saying it because of that. B, I understand that it might be like odds are they're eliminated, but even if there's a factor, Mason, you and I talked about this, I think, last week. As coaches, going into week 10 and knowing that if you win and some other weird thing happens, you get into the playoffs. It's always nice to be able to say that to your kids.
Yeah.
So even with the loss, it might not mean Wakefield's out.
It makes the road very difficult where other things have to break right for them to already get it.
Very difficult. Yeah, very difficult. But still, they can pull this off. I think I saw Mason eyeing that one out as a upset. We'll see. I don't know, but that's all I'm staring at it. All right. We're going to go out west. Out west quickly. We got Colgan at Hilton. What do you got?
Colgan trying to get themselves right a little bit, right? After I believe they had a bye last week, if I'm not mistaken, right? So this
no, they technically not a bye, but it could be, depends who you ask, could be considered.
They played Freedom Woodbridge. They played Freedom Woodbridge.
Yeah.
Big ass though, right? For the good old Bulldogs from Hilton. But you never know, man. They're separated by like half a mile. Like they're right near each other. I know right. They share a border right there. Again, tough ask for Hilton going against Colgan. But Colgan's got to keep on winning. I mean, I know they went undefeated, for a little while, and then the loss to Garfield. They still got to match up with Woodbridge on the horizon, and they've got to try to keep those wins up to try to make sure they make the playoffs in the impossible Region B.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that too. I mean, I was looking at the Region B standings too, and they're Colgan's 6th, so they're looking good. And you would figure now I wouldn't sleep on Hilton just rolling over either. That's the other thing too. They've played well and they battled in most of their contests, but Colgan still win, but it may still not be enough for them to squeak into the playoffs because Forest Park is right there as like the 9th seed, and their strength of schedule. If they beat, for example, if they beat Garfield this weekend, they'll lap them. So
well, not just that,
got some work to do,
but Forest Park still has to play. Colgan still has to play Forest Park, so that could end up dropping them out. I mean, you figure in Region B, and I know we're going to talk more about it, but in Region B, you could probably already pencil in Colonial Forge, Battlefield. North Stafford, Woodbridge. So that's 4 spots right there.
Patriot.
Right there. Now Patriots kind of got it, snuck in there. If Gainesville can win some games, there's a lot of teams vying for those. You figure Garfield's going to come in ahead of Colgan. So essentially, I think you have 2 spots left for 1,000 teams, right?
All right, well, let's get to maybe one of the bigger games outside of the Battlefield game out west. Probably is Garfield Forest Park, and I feel like you two guys are big fans of both these teams. So, what do you guys think about this one?
Well, I think kind of like you talked before, this could be close to an elimination game between the two because Garfield, while they beat Colgan, they win that 2-game slide. They've got to keep themselves going. They still and. Forest Park has already played Woodbridge, so they've kind of got that pass, out there, and they played and we watched that game on Friday night, and they played Woodbridge, a very explosive offense, really tough, really tough.
Didn't they hold them to 17 points? And
they were only it was like 10-3
late in the game.
It was like 10-3 in the fourth quarter. They didn't get the 17th point until like 5 minutes to go in the fourth. So I think both these teams, again, going back to the Region B thing, really need this win. They really need this win. Oh, and apparently somebody on here says Garfield still has to play Patriot as well. They still have Patriot on the schedule.
Well, and we'll talk about that in a second. We got Patriot
Woodbridge
coming up, and we'll talk about Patriot in a second. I have my thoughts on Patriot as well, which I'm sure everyone's dying to hear. So we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, looking forward to Garfield Forest Park. I think that's going to separate the men from the boys there. Who Garfield probably a little more explosive. I think Forest Park a little more one-dimensional. They have opened it up compared to what they were a year ago. I'll give them that 100%. Yeah. They actually are.
They are better offensively than they were a year ago. And
well, they're throwing the ball.
They should have Kellen. Yeah, more than 2 times a game, right? So they are better offensively.
I think that, and you're seeing it, and that's, our guy Lewis. I mean, he's a stud.
Yeah.
So we'll see us.
Is he healthy? Because he didn't play. I don't think he played in that Woodbridge game. That's another thing. That's a big factor. Kellen Lewis, who you guys know has been one of the best backs in Virginia, he already has 1,000 yards rushing. I'm pretty sure hasn't played the last 2 weeks.
Well, hopefully he's back for this one. They're going to need him in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you're facing the Garfield defense that has L.J. Richards, Warren, Quack Freeman, just all conference caliber players, that Forest Park will need them. But, Garfield knows the same. This is an even matchup. I mean, it's kind of a pick-em game, in my opinion. 2 explosive offense that run a little bit differently than one another. It's on my – I'm still debating what I'm going to do, which game I'm going to go to this Friday, and they're up there. Though
I'm going to say this about this. I'm going to echo Mesa, what Mesa has said in the past. If this ends up being an elimination game, essentially, between these 2 teams, what a shame, because you could put either of those 2 teams in almost every conference, and they're making the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's a bummer. So there's my shout out to Prince William. I love you, Prince William. Hardly knew you, and I still love you. All right. Freedom. I mean, quickly on this one, guys. Freedom, Woodbridge. I mean, the games have to be played, I guess.
Yeah.
But like we talked about this, weight classes. Sometimes there's a weight class, and this is they're just not. It's just not in the same weight class.
No. Kids from Freedom Woodbridge, go out there and give it everything you got, right? Give it everything you got, and let the chips fall where they may.
Have your Buster Douglas moment.
Or even Peter McNeely.
Shout out to Freedom Woodbridge. They're playing their 10-game schedule. Looks like they're going to make it. They're going to make it all 10 games. There are people who weren't sure if they were, so they don't have a lot of kids, but they got a lot of kids who are playing, and those are some kids you want to go to war with, right?
Yeah.
They're willing to withstand what's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, congratulations to those guys.
They're the survivors, right? They're the survivors.
Yeah, and I talk to this all the time. I've coached places that are here, and I've coached places that are here, and a lot of times when you're places that are here, those kids get just destroyed by their own student body. Every day.
I've seen it. We've seen it
every day, and those kids have every reason why they could be like, you know what, I'm all done doing this, right? I get beat up on Friday night. I come to school and everybody talk about what terrible football team I am.
Right.
But those kids keep on rolling out there. And so
the kids who aren't playing are saying that, right? Hey, buddy, come on,
100%.
Come on out and join us if you want to talk all that.
Yeah. So, shout out to those kids at Freedom Woodbridge. Right. That when you're in a situation like that, when you're in a program that is really struggling, and you take yourself to practice, and maybe I'm getting on my soapbox here. Football is the most difficult sport to practice. It is absolutely the most difficult sport to practice. I mean, being out there in the heat with your pads on, and now it's getting cold, and it hurts to hit. It is not easy to do, and those kids are doing it 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Knowing that right now they are, a little behind the other schools are playing. I heard they may go down to 5A, which I think might do them some good, right, to drop down some divisions. And,
that'd be great.
And we'll talk about it again. Every offseason we always bring it up. Not every off, but in the offseason we'll bring it up. The fact that looking at school population is not the same thing. Look at how many kids are on the football team.
Right.
If you're rocking 30 kids in your whole program, they should not be in 6 or 5A. Put them down. I don't care how many kids are in your school. So anyway, yeah. Shout out to the Freedom Woodbridge kids. That being said, Woodbridge is really, really good.
Yes, they are
really, really good. Yeah.
All right. Unity Reed, Independence.
Independence fighting for the playoff life right now, right? I mean, they need to keep on winning.
No, they're in the inside look right now. I believe they're at because of their strength of schedule too. I think they're like the third or fourth seed in the region right now. Now that could shake out differently, but Nick Nassib, their quarterback, is just playing as good as anybody. They're a sneaky team. Independence.
Yeah.
They should handle Unity Reed.
But they
obviously going forward.
They've still got a game left against Patriot, right? And they still got to play Gainesville. And like we said,
Right.
Gainesville is not lack of talent.
No, not at all.
And we saw Battlefield take them to the woodshed, right?
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Osborne Patriot. I'll say a couple words here. Patriot getting a lot of love after the Battlefield win. Okay, yeah. and kudos to them. You just snapped the team's 8 game, whatever it was, win streak. And that's amazing. Now, that being said, okay, I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade. I think that's an awesome thing that Patriot did. Good for them. But let's slow down a little bit, right? I mean, that's a banged up Battlefield. That's not Callum O'Shea's Battlefield. This is a Battlefield that I just said almost lost to South Lakes, right? We all saw it. So that was not Battlefield at their best that they beat. And you still got to beat them. They're still a good team. I'm not taking that away from them, even though some might say I am taking it away from them. I'm not. I'm just saying there's some people out there that are ready to crown Patriot. And Dennis Green.
You want to crown him?
Yeah, Dennis Green would not agree with that. Dennis Green would say, you want to crown him. But I'm not crowning him. So I think Patriot's got to win some games. I don't mean against Osborne. Patriot lost some games this season when they played some heavy hitters. Battlefield wasn't Battlefield the first heavy hitter they beat? Carl?
Yes. Yeah.
It was, right? They had lost. They had lost all the games against any big boys they had lost up until that game.
Yeah.
So they're going to have
Forge took it to them in week 2.
Westfield beat them.
Yeah.
So now they'll have their chance.
At the same time, though.
Go ahead.
At the same time, though, Dash. I mean, yeah, Patriot. Maybe caught Battlefield not their best, but it's not exactly Patriots at their best, especially offensively either. I mean, they have a freshman quarterback. They have Jameer Brown, who's taken over at running back. So that's another thing too to keep in mind. It's not like Patriot. It was been guns blazing offensively. They finally seem to have it under track with Mallory at quarterback and Jameer Brown taking the carries at running back. But they're not. It's not like the Houston Oilers averaging 40 points back in the day with Kevin Gilbride or anything like that.
No, but I was going to equate them more to like the Ravens, like with Tony Banks, like in Trent Dilfer, right? Just play solid defense, game manage, which is kind of what they did. And it's a young quarterback. That's not an insult. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, right? I mean, he did. He won a Super Bowl. But game manage, don't make mistakes, because we saw it early in the season when they made some mistakes at quarterback that cost them maybe the Westfield game. So don't make errors. I said this. Did I not say they should play the veteran? Now, I didn't go freshman. I went veteran. But I said they should have played the older kid because for that reason. So formula-wise, I was thinking don't make mistakes offensively, play good defense, and they'll win games this year.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm saying is the formula for them, they were a defensive team. They're not an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, who did we give the game ball to? It wasn't offense. Amazing. We gave 11 game balls to Patriot last week. We gave it to their starting defense.
Right.
So, yeah, Patriot is all about the defense. Don't turn the ball over. Be smart with it, right? Play conservative, and let your defense take over. You got some studs. Who's the Penn State kid?
Matt Lemma, and he's still committed to Penn State even with everything going on. Last I checked, too.
Well, if everyone's leaving over there, he might go in and be a starter right away.
That's what
I hear a lot of guys are checking out.
Yeah. Now Lemma's the Penn State commit. They also have Davion Grant in the second, Aiden Pagonis. They got some stars in that.
They do. They got studs. That defense is solid. So I'm excited. And Osborne, I think Osborne, Mel's got him playing pretty good.
Yeah.
Our guy Mel Morgan. So, he's a veteran coach. He knows what he's doing. So we'll see how it goes.
Then they have. And Osborne, I've told you guys about this too. They're no pushover. They may be on the outside looking in for the playoffs, but they have some incredible sophomore and Anthony Jackson and Caleb Smoot, some of the best 2028 prospects in the country too. They're not just going to roll over. They, if they're not going to make playoffs, they'd be happy to play spoiler.
All right, so that'll be a fun one. All right, Osborne Park, Freedom South Riding.
I don't know. I don't know about Freedom South Riding this year because we haven't come out much. But
I know Carl's a big Osborne Park guy.
Yeah, but Freedom South Riding actually is having a decent season, if I'm not mistaken. They've won a few games.
Yep, they started out. They started out 4-0. They've had 2 setbacks, 2 heartbreaking losses the last 2 weeks. They got some playmakers defensively, and Noah Barnhill and Frankie D'Amico. And Osborne Park, they started out the year 2-0. It's their first 2-0 start, I think, in over 10, 15 years, if I'm not mistaken. And they've come back to life a little bit with conference play going on. But Coach Holland has them playing well. Yeah, I mean, they got playmakers at both offense and defense. This is a sneaky, fun game, and Freedom has had a fun year too. But they got to get back on the winning ways if they want to get back into the playoffs.
All right, and so TJ is playing the St. James School, not that St. James,
not the St. James, but St. James Academy.
St. James Academy, not the St. James Academy, but just St. James, their cousin, their third cousin. They're playing against TJ. I like TJ. I'm a TJ guy. Mason's a TJ guy.
Yeah, I think this. Oh no, TJ's playing a 10-game schedule this year.
Yeah, you like the quarterback? He's playing lights out.
Yeah, they're good.
And then Meridian playing Brentsville District High School.
Yeah, which I think is Brentsville, I guess.
Is that just regular? Is that just Brentsville High School?
I don't know. According to the website, it's Brentsville. Maybe. Yeah.
So Brentsville High School is just Brentsville District High School. They're one and the same?
Yeah, I think so.
They're synonymous. All
Yeah.
right. All right, good. It's good to know. See, you learn something new every day here. Anyone out there who didn't know Brentsville District High is the same thing as Brentsville Regular High, you just found out. All right, and finally, we do have a it's kind of become our St. James segment, Mesa. The kind of the final segment here before we get to it. St. James traveling down to Florida. So Coach O has his guys traveling down to Florida to play what they call the First Academy. And they're ranked 82nd in the nation.
Yeah, no, that's a huge game.
Now, this is on the heels of the announcement, the big announcement we talked about last week with, them maybe traveling to Mater Dei.
Yeah.
But what can you tell us about First Academy? I know you like digging up the information here about their opponents.
Actually, I'm going to look it up right now.
So, are they in Miami? I'm not even sure where.
I think they're in Orlando.
Orlando, yeah, Orlando's nice. There's a good chain of Cuban cafes over there in Orlando. It's called Zaza's.
All right, so here we go. We have a Oregon commit, a Nebraska commit, a Clemson commit, a guy who has offers from Florida and Clemson, Alabama, Illinois, Georgia Tech. Wow, big schools.
Not
Wake
bad.
Forest. Yeah.
Not bad.
So they got quite a few, and the guys they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, four stars and a bunch of 3 stars. Yeah, so they got some guys. They got some guys.
They do have some guys. They 80, and they're ranked 82nd in the nation here, buddy.
Yeah. So I mean, back to their tough part of their schedule. But they handled the Hun school pretty good, and they had just about as many. So
they did. They're on the road now. They weren't on the road for the Huns.
They were not. In fact, the 2 teams. Oh no, they were at Good Counsel. But I guess that's the road-ish, right? I mean,
sort of local.
Sort of local. Biggest road game of the year for them. Yeah. I mean, until someone proves otherwise, man, St. James is just rolling.
St. James looks good, man. I mean, they do look good. They're number 2 in the Washington Post. Although I'm not a huge Washington Post, rankings guy. I like the all Hitches rankings, even though we don't do the DMV. But if we did, we would do a better one than they do. We'll see. This is a big game because isn't there an easier matchup next week before St. Francis?
Yeah, I think. Are they playing varsity opponent next week?
I think they have it. I think they do have a like a Palooka
Yeah.
next week, and then they get ready for I think
St. Francis. I think
there's a
I
huge
think,
one against St. Francis.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Carl Frederick, the Adam Schefter of Nova, just wrote us and said his phone died and he's charging it. So if we're still on when it comes to life, he'll try and join us. Although he texted me from his phone, so I don't know what's going on. Magic. But yeah, this is it. This is the stretch run, Mason, for these guys.
That's it. Is it? Is their chance to get ranked pretty high?
Yes, they win this, and then St. Francis, and you're talking about a top 10 team in the nation.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, 100%. Yeah.
And then, I mean, all hell breaks loose. Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
What is that from?
It was Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that was it.
When they're in the mayor's office.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true, Your Honor. Look, this is going to be a huge one. I'm excited about it. I think we have a link for Friday night.
Yeah.
I think we do. And we're going to be able to show, as part of the, Friday night spotlight, be able to show St. James versus the First Academy.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it's in Orlando. Actually, let me look this up right now.
Yeah, look that up. See where that's at.
Where are they located? Oh, they are in Orlando. Oh, so after that, they can go to Walt Disney World and.
Yeah, if you win, you go to Walt Disney World and you say, hey, where are you going? I'm going to Disney World.
Yeah,
you can have fun with that.
Go to the educational part, go to Epcot, or maybe go to the Animal Kingdom, or go to I don't know.
They'll have a blast. They'll have fun. So that's a big one. And look, the way I look at it, they're doing the world tour, right? This is the it is the world tour, and I want Nova to represent on the world tour on the national stage. I want Nova to represent. So after we win this, we go out to Baltimore, we kick their ass, and then we go to Modern Day and kick your ass. Merry Christmas, kiss his ass. Kiss me back.
How did I become Modern Day?
I don't know. It's just fun because you are the West Coast guy, so somehow you became the representative, and you don't even like Modern Day, but you became the representative.
Yeah, I can't tell you how much I hate Modern Day.
No, it's great.
I can explain to you how much I hate
Todd Marinovich, Modern Day guy for 2 years.
Was Modern Day. Matt Leinart. I mean, they are a school that has multiple Heisman Trophy winners.
No, yeah. Why did Todd Marinovich's dad pull him from Modern Day? Was he going to lose his job as going into his junior year? He might have.
No, he went to Capo Valley. I mean, I think it was closer. So I think where he was living, Huntington.
I can tell you what the company line was watching the documentary, but I'm just curious if there was another reason why he did.
I don't know.
I'm a Todd Marinovich guy.
I do. I remember hearing the stories of Todd Marinovich from people who lived in South Orange County. We have someone, Brian Walrath, said, don't forget LSA versus PBI.
Oh, thank you very much. That's actually a big one. That's the Battle of Loudon. So thank you for that one, Brian. I do like that a lot. It takes a village. So I think it's great that he could write us that and we could kind of get into it. That's a big one. I do like that because both those schools are recruiting out there.
Yeah.
And that matters.
Out of curiosity, what's PBI? Because I know last year PBI won their whatever their.
Yeah, they did. They did.
They're 4-2 right now.
PBI. So who are their two losses?
St. Michael the Archangel, 41-38. We know they get.
Oh good. Yeah.
St. Mary Riken.
St. Mary Riken, yeah.
So 4-2 them versus 4-2.
And I know St. James is one of them. Who's their other loss for
Bullis?
Okay. All right, Bullis is solid. All right, that's gonna be fun, man. That is a fun one. And you got Walrath at quarterback, who we loved from West Springfield.
You know what's interesting about PBI is they like, hey, what about us? And then we go like, hey, okay, what about you? What you guys want to talk to us about? And they are like,
Big Brian at nose tackle.
Yeah, Big Brian knows.
Brian Urtria at PBI. So we know some guys. We got Walrath on one side. You got Utria on the other side. Yeah. That should be a fun one. I'm excited about that one. Good heads up there. All right, buddy. Well, here we are, face to face.
Couple of silver spoons.
Couple of silver spoons. This is the moment that everybody's been waiting for. This is everyone's favorite segment. It is time. It is time. Upset special time, my friend. Upset specials. Let's go. I know you've been thinking about it. I know I've been thinking about it.
I thought you were going to go first.
You would like to think that, wouldn't you? Well, I am going to go first. You know what? I am. I'm not even going to think anymore about it. Calling him in. Yeah, you over there. Here he comes. This is it right here, buddy. As always, it is time. And actually, I'm going to let the world know that Karnak was I correct last week? I was correct. West Potomac.
That was not an upset. Oh,
West Potomac upset AC last week.
I'm gonna pick U.S. Steel over Mom and Pop's steel mill. That's what I'm gonna pick.
Listen. West Potomac beat the number 1 ranked team of the Patriot last week, and let's see what we got this week. Let's see what we got.
That was awful. You said you're going first. I thought you were going to go first.
I am going first.
Okay, go.
Received a phone call earlier today. Got the tip right here from my good friend Ace Rothstein. All right, got the tip. When Ace gives you the tip, you go. Listen to this, buddy. Here it is. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm on bated breath.
All right. Jimmy's Tavern. Jimmy's Tavern. Jackson's Pub. And Sandra Bullock. Herndon High School upsets W&L. That's the pick. That's the pick. And they're going to go to Jackson's afterwards. Sandra Bullock, a W&L grad, by the way. And you heard it here first. Herndon, the Josh Richards defense, finds a way to stop the great Bobby Ludwig offense. And Herndon upsets W&L. Is that good enough for you?
Yeah, that's actually an upset. You actually picked an upset this time.
There it is. Let's see if I can get 2 in a row on that one, buddy.
All right,
you're up. Wait, you got to top. That's a tough one to top.
Yeah, it is a tough one to top. Give me. I'll pick this one. Give me Oakton over Westfield.
That's a huge upset.
That's a huge upset. That's upset. It's upset special. That's what it's called.
It is the upset special. Yeah, look, spread them out. Go 5 wide. Do what you do best, Oakton. Let freaking gunslinger Jack Martin just bombs away.
Yeah.
Or watch, they're going to run for 300 yards maybe and win.
Yeah.
If I said go empty, they're not going to go empty. Wow. Coach Voss is not going to be happy with you, buddy.
Yeah, probably not. But take a number.
Or we're such mush that Voss is like, yes, they picked against me.
Yeah, I think only one of mine is paid off this year. So
yeah, we usually don't hit, but I've hit 2 out of what week? This is like week 8.
Pick 2.
I picked
1.
2 out of 7 or 8. That's still not good.
Picked 1.
All right. Well, buddy, fun show tonight, and thanks to the incomparable Carl Schefter, the Adam Frederick of Nova, Carl Frederick, the Adam Schefter of Nova, Red Zone Prep Red Zone special. I was too bad. I was hoping Carl would have been on and we would have heard his upset special.
Oh yeah. I'm curious what he would have thought.
But fun show tonight.
Actually, Carl texted me, and he's taking Freedom Woodbridge over Woodbridge.
Wow, that really would be. It would be bigger than Buster Douglas Tyson.
Yeah, it would be.
It would be.
Would it be bigger than the your Texas State Armadillos beating
your Texas State fighting armadillos? I mean they beat the undefeated Texas State Colts.
Yeah.
Flat top.
I think Carl ran away because he knew at the end of the show I was going to be like, so are the Phillies playing right now? I'm not sure if the Phillies.
Oh, man. No. And you got the L.A. shirt on, too.
Yeah. James Franklin, does he have a good game plan for this week?
Yeah, he got off easy. Carl got off easy, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, Faye, fun show tonight. Look forward to the Friday show.
Yeah.
If you're still watching right now, subscribe. Please subscribe. Keep them coming. Share with your friends, your family, your enemies, everybody.
Yeah.
And don't forget about the Friday show. Tune in, subscribe, all that good stuff. Great games this week. We'll see you on Friday on All Hitches Live. For now, it's Coach Mason, Coach Dash. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.